Good evening, MEA audience, and welcome back to another segment of Secrets of the Law. We haven't seen you in a while, so we're very happy to be back. Today I have with me our attorney from civil law firm, Ibrahim Hammoud. Welcome back, Abe.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for being with us today. Today we're going to kind of shift gears a little bit, but also bring in auto law with it. So let's get started. So I think everyone, and I hope everyone, has seen the news on kind of what's happened in New York. If they haven't, why don't we kind of give them the gist of exactly what happened, and I'll have some kind of follow-up questions on that.
Okay, so I to be honest, have not been following it exactly too closely. I just kind of have the highlights. That there's a United Healthcare, which is a health insurance company. CEO was assassinated or murdered in New York City by what appears to be a lone assassin, a vigilante who they tried to identify. They have part of his face. They may or may not have arrested his accomplice, and they may or may not have released his manifesto.
Which, he had an accomplice?
I don't want to get into that. My information could be incorrect. The part I wanted to focus on is that there appears to be a manifesto, apparently, which alleges that there were some grievances with the health insurance company, United Healthcare, which may have denied some claims. Apparently on the bullets there was written deny, defend, oppose, or something along those lines, which is a lot of the insurance companies' strategies for dealing with these claims. Some insurance companies operate that way. Really
quick, can I ask you what a manifesto is?
Oh, a manifesto is a lot of times when there's an individual who, let's say, is fighting for a cause, they might write down their intentions and reasons for entering into this fight. It's kind of like a diary, almost like a diary entry, or a way to motivate people to say that, hey, I'm giving my life to this cause, and the manifesto is explaining your cause, essentially. A lot of individuals online anonymously were cheering this, and were happy that this CEO was murdered. This husband was murdered. Now, did this CEO himself write the policy for United Health? I don't think so. How much responsibility does this one person have for writing those policies? I'm not sure. But I think it opened a debate. I think it flashed a light on potentially some issues that are going on in the health insurance industry, specifically when it comes to unfairly denying claims. There's a really good movie called The Rainmaker with Matt Damon.
I don't think I've seen that.
You never seen that movie?
I've never seen that movie. So watch The Rainmaker with Matt Damon.
With Matt Damon, and there's another famous actor in it named Danny DeVito. Danny DeVito's in it too. It's a very good movie.
And it's similar to what's going on right now with the CEO of
Yes,
United Healthcare?
Exactly. Yes.
It's
exactly similar. Yes, there's a kid with leukemia or cancer, and the health insurance company is not paying his claims. They're saying we're not responsible for whatever reason. This young lawyer takes the case. He sues them. During the lawsuit, the patient dies. His client dies, and he was able to uncover some damning evidence to show that they had bad intent, and for bad faith, the jury awarded many millions of dollars. And this, unfortunately, at the end of the movie, caused the company to go bankrupt. And as one of the creditors, being a plaintiff attorney, you probably might be somewhere in the line. You might get some of the money, you might get none of the money, depending on what happens in bankruptcy court. But the client's mother was happy that she was able to help take down an evil health insurance company, and it had a good ending, and it was somewhat of a feel-good movie of a battle of David versus Goliath. And it's interesting for a couple reasons. Number one, when it comes to there's tactics of some insurance companies to deny, delay, defend. Their goal is to save money rather than pay out claims in good faith. We see that with a lot of auto insurance companies in Michigan. I don't know if many people realize that they're really up against a highly entrenched, sophisticated machine that's out there to make sure that they don't get money from them. That's why you need a lawyer.
Right. For auto claims, you're just talking about.
For auto claims, and even for potentially health claims if you're unfairly denied. Secondly, when it comes to bad faith, in Michigan, unfortunately, is one of the few states in the United States which does not have bad faith laws against insurance companies, which means an insurance company could deny you for just because they don't like your name. They could deny you because they don't like your name.
They'll never say that.
Let's give you a hypothetical scenario.
Okay.
They said that.
Okay.
They said, Janelle, I don't like your name, I'm going to deny you. In Michigan, there won't be any punishment for that.
Okay.
At worst, at the end of the 2-3 year long claims process and lawsuit, if you win a verdict, the worst case scenario is that they would have to pay your attorney's attorney fees.
Okay.
Which is going to be a reasonable attorney fee decided by the judge. And the judge could just for whatever reason award your attorney a small amount of hours. Okay, for his hard work.
For a bad faith claim.
No, what I'm saying is that there are no bad faith claims in Michigan. Worst case scenario, you might be able to get your attorney's fees paid, but this attorney fee might only be compensated at a small dollar amount, depending on the judge. Some judges might award more money, some judges might award very little money compared to the amount of work done. So in other words, there is no punishment for an auto insurance company in Michigan to go ahead and deny you for any reason whatsoever. Okay. This is something that I hope would get changed in Michigan, especially given the law now, where there's fee schedules and everybody's taking a haircut. A lot of medical providers can't charge as much to treat you as they could for other patients, but auto patients, they can't charge as much. For that reason, there should be some sort of punishment for the insurance company to unfairly and in bad faith deny your claim. In Michigan, there is none, unfortunately. Now, in other states, you could have a small claim, maybe you could have a $10,000 claim. But if they denied you in bad faith, the jury's actually allowed to punish them and award more money for the bad faith.
Okay. Does the same apply to health insurance companies?
In other states, yes.
For bad faith? There is bad faith claims for health insurance companies?
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, I'm not well versed in health insurance claims. I do know that bad faith claims exist in other states. Do they exist in Michigan for health insurance claims? I'm not sure. Maybe they do. Okay. I just know that for auto insurance claims in Michigan, there are no bad faith claims. So they could essentially deny you because they don't like your name, and there's no punishment for them. Virtually no punishment. Okay. It just shows that why auto insurance lawyers are such a big thing in Michigan.
Yeah.
So if you're driving down the highway, you see all these auto insurance billboards, you might think, wow, why are all these auto insurance guys? There's just a lot of maybe greedy lawyers. But you should ask yourself, why is there a big market for auto insurance lawyers?
Why is that?
Because the claims are denied, routinely denied. Most claims, we don't know the statistics because the auto insurance companies don't share that. Okay, but we know that just based on people we know, based on our clients and most people, you're going to be denied your claim, no matter what injuries you have, no matter what type of accident it was. Sooner or later, you're going to be denied because it's cheaper for them to deny your claim than to pay it.
Right.
And that's why you see billboards everywhere. If you've been living in Michigan for the last 10, 15, 20 years, you would see billboards everywhere for auto insurance claims, okay? And myself, I got into auto insurance law as a lawyer because that's the demand out there for my services. Those are the type of jobs that are out there.
Is that initially what you wanted to do? Is auto law?
Yeah, I mean, I did want to do civil law. I did want to do tort law. So it is in the same field that I wanted to do this. And so
And I mean, claims get denied in every state. It's just every state has different auto laws. Correct?
Correct.
You can't just say it's only Michigan that strategically denies claims, in our opinion.
Michigan is so depending on the state, it might be more consumer friendly than other states.
Okay.
Michigan is known as being not consumer friendly. Okay.
Okay.
So Michigan is known as being a state that's for the consumers not very friendly. Now, before the law change, we did have a trade-off. There was no fault PIP. We had unlimited benefits with no fee caps. So there was some sort of exchange there. Okay, but I think after the law change, with what we give up and what we get, I think it doesn't shake out fairly for us. And in a lot of other states, I don't know how it works, but I would imagine that you could call up your insurance company, say I have these injuries, and they'll say, okay, we're going to pay you that amount. Now, it is possible that in many states it is just the same as Michigan. It's the same sort of thing. But so I don't actually have the data to tell you one way or another. I know that there are some states in the United States that operate like Michigan, and there's probably some states in the United States which have more consumer protection, where the auto insurance company might offer up more money because their cost-benefit analysis is different.
I see. Okay. Because our first topic was talking about what happened in New York with United Healthcare CEO, let's talk about how that might tie in, into kind of what we do with, auto insurance.
With the assassination of the health. So what we do is, we've talked about it. We take the claim, we build it. We advise you on how to build your claim. We then, if they still deny at that point, we sue them in a court of law. And our staff, our tactics, our quality of service will generally produce and has produced a very good result for our clients, so that they can have a painless process. Okay, where they have good caretakers that are going to take care of their claim and see it to success. What we do better than other firms is the quality of service. Okay, so there's horror stories we've heard from other firms where this lawyer might not call me back, might disappear, might not advise me, not file my case, might get aggressive with the client, might tell them, okay, maybe they'll miss a deadline and then start yelling at the client, So there's a lot of horror stories out there. It's not an easy job.
Right.
Our firm, we hired the correct people, the right amount of people. We have the right system in place to provide a smooth process, because the auto insurance company wants to make it a difficult process.
Right.
They want to make it an impossible process. Our job is to make it a nice process for the client and have a good result for them, without them seeing how the sausage is made in the background. Okay, we deal with the BS. We'll give you a good result. So.
Okay, that's a good analogy. So let's talk about some myths that some clients have. So the first one is lawyers take bribes. Do lawyers take bribes?
Yeah, so especially in the Arab community, we hear a lot of myths. The Arabs tend to be very distrustful of each other, especially other Arabs. Okay, we don't trust each other. Okay, so they might go and be like, hey, they're expecting $80,000, let's say. Your case settles for, let's say, $50,000, hypothetically. And you advise them that it's a great settlement for their facts. They should take it. That the amount they wanted is inflated. It's not based on reality. It's not based on the typical amounts that these type of injuries with these scenarios would settle for.
Right.
and they might say, okay, I'll take it. And then a week later, they might come and accuse you of taking a bribe or some sort of backdoor deal to take money to sell them out. That does not happen.
Right, or working with for the insurance company.
Yeah, these things do not happen.
Right.
It's, I don't know where it comes from. I haven't even seen movies where that happens. So I don't know exactly where that idea is coming from, but they have an idea that lawyers are slick, shady people that might, bribe a judge. Like that's another example. I've had people tell me, why don't you, is there a way you can bribe the judge? No, dude, you can't bribe the judge, okay? These things don't happen.
Yeah.
We're human beings that, we have laws that we're bound by. I'm licensed by the Michigan State Bar, so are judges. We're actually not allowed to do anything unethical.
It's not like the movies.
Well, there's not even any.
There's movies that show
where someone might bribe a judge,
bribed.
like a mafia member.
Yeah.
In the 30s, maybe. Yeah, but we're heavily regulated, heavily policed. We can't lie or do anything unethical or dishonest.
Yeah.
We just can't.
Right.
We won't risk losing our license, which is how we make a living. For one case or whatever, and it's not even something that is discussed. It's not even something that's within the realm of possibility. But these are myths that some people might have out there. That I've heard over the years.
Here's another one. Lawyer wins money on every case.
Yeah. So we take a 1/3 fee.
So let's explain the fee agreement in auto firm.
So let's say you win $120,000.
Okay.
In a settlement.
Okay.
We take $40,000 for the attorney fee, roughly.
So it's a 1/3 fee.
Yeah, roughly. We also take costs too, which are generally around $1,000 or $2,000. Okay, and we take the cost first, then the fee. So we actually take less of a fee in order to help the client a little bit. But generally, we take a 1/3 fee. So at a 120,000, we'll take 40. You take 80. Now you might think, okay, well that's ridiculous. You're taking a big part of my case, okay? But not every case wins.
Right.
There are some cases where we've spent and we've taken a trial, and we've spent $15,000, $20,000 on a case to take it to trial, and then.
And litigated it for years with no money.
And litigated it. And the jury might just not see it our way.
Right.
For whatever reason, the jury's against us. And we get $0. We don't come to the client now and say, you owe us $20,000.
Okay.
Those costs are costs that we
incur.
Those 2 years of work where the lawyer and the staff did work for 2 years, nobody pays that.
Okay.
Nobody gets compensated for that. That's payroll. That's rent and equipment and costs and court costs and court fees and deposition fees and record costs. All that costs a lot of money to keep a law firm going, to keep your case going. So we might invest $20,000 plus into your case, $30,000 into your case, and get $0. And we don't come after you at all for that if we lose. In exchange, if we win a case, we take a third. Now the alternative would be to pay a lawyer an hourly wage.
Correct.
Most consumers are not able to afford that. A lot of times our hourly wage would be evaluated around $450 to $550 an hour. We might go ahead and put 100 hours into a case. These amounts are not affordable for people, so for consumers. So that's why somebody a long time ago came up with the contingency fee. You take a third on every case. If you don't win, you don't take anything. So there's no risk for the client.
Right. Okay. I kind of want to get into technology. So talk to me about how technology plays a role in auto accident cases.
Yeah, so
and different types of technology.
So individuals may or may not know there are black boxes in a lot of modern cars. There's a black box. When a crash happens, they can retrieve that black box and they can actually see a lot of information on that black box. Okay, they could see the speed, the braking power, the acceleration, the impact power. They could determine a lot of information about what was happening to that car, on the inside of the car, the gas, the brake, and maybe more information.
And that stays there the whole time, the black box?
Yeah,
the data on the black box?
It's stored in the black box, and even if the car's totaled completely into a ball, a lot of times they can retrieve that black box and figure out, did you brake when you rear-ended the person, or like exactly what happened, okay?
Yeah.
Did you turn abruptly? Did you, were you even, so, and they can deduce information from that. That's important for people to know. There's people that'll be like, oh, this car was speeding in front of me. And they could actually retrieve the black box and determine that no, the speed limit was 45 and they were going, 40.
Okay.
So, and they can see that your story was incorrect, okay? So that's just one example. They can retrieve your cell phone records. We know that, who you're texting, who you're calling while at the time of the accident. They also will comb through your social media. Any fingerprints online that you have, they'll comb through it before and after the accident. They'll see before the accident, were you actually active, what type of lifestyle you had, what did you do. After the accident, they'll see, okay, were you active? Did you travel? Did you go to Hawaii when you're supposed to be in a bed recovering?
Okay.
So, and then they'll, you told us you can't walk, well, here you are paragliding, in Mexico, you know what I'm saying? So they'll use your social media, and you'll think my account's locked. You might think that my account's locked, nobody can access my pictures other than my friends.
You mean like private?
Yeah, it's private.
Okay.
But they are able to view it through, they just hire an investigator and they're able to go in and view that. I don't know exactly how, but they are.
Why are they able to get text messages or like cell phone data?
Courts generally consider this to be discoverable.
Okay.
Because so many accidents happen due to negligence from one party, we want to know. Everybody has a cell phone, and it's minimally invasive. I can just sign a paper and I can just get your cell phone records. So courts will generally allow that discovery. There's no reason not to allow it. It's not delving into anything private, or it's not overly burdensome or anything like that.
Well, what are they looking for in cell phone records?
A lot of times they want to see, were you on the phone at the time of the accident?
Or texting.
Or were you making a text at the time of the accident? This is important for certain types of accidents to know.
Okay.
Yeah. Also, there's now technology where they might track your car, where you will opt in to allow them to track your car through their app, so that they can see how fast you're going and where you're driving in the city. And they might turn around and say, well, you know what? When you bought the policy 2 years ago, you told us you were garaged at this address. Now, 2 years later, you never updated us, but you maybe moved in with somebody else, and now your car is garaged in a different address. And if you were being dishonest when you renewed your policy, you never told us so. For that reason, we're going to cancel your entire policy.
What's the tracking device? Is that like OnStar?
No, it's just an application on your phone that it has location turned on, and
I see.
and so they can, like a GPS, they can see where you are and how fast you're going.
Okay.
And if you opt into this, you might save 5 or 10% on your policy, but they might use that data later to then rescind or cancel your policy. It's funny, when you buy the insurance policy, they don't really ask too many of these questions. They don't really tell you what's important or not. When you go ahead and want to make a claim, all of a sudden you realize that every little detail that you told them is now going to be used to potentially cancel your policy.
So the moral of the story is?
In terms of technology?
Technology, yeah.
Yeah, don't share your phone data technology. Don't text and drive, and don't post on social media. On social media, we all like to post us having fun, enjoying our time. And if you want to do that, you could do that, but just be honest.
Yeah.
Okay, just tell the truth. That, hey, I went on these vacations, and understand your case might be worth less because your condition is not as bad as a jury would like to hear.
Yeah. Okay. That was very insightful. Thank you,
Yep.
Abe. Do you want to say some not last words, but before we close out the show?
Well, Well, on that point, I just want to say to make sure you're always contacting your insurance agent, and as much as you can. And I know they're busy, but try to understand what documents you have in front of you, what documents you're signing, and when you move or somebody comes to live with you, and is driving a car or any type of change, you have to inform them in writing that that's happening and make them change those things in your policy so that later on they don't try to say that you lied about it.
Awesome. Thank you so much for joining me today, Abe. And thank you, MEA audience, for tuning in. We look forward to seeing you on our next segment of Secrets of the Law. And as always, if you need any assistance with legal services, personal injury matters, please give our office a call, 248-385-5704. Also visit our website at civafirm.com. Thank you again, and we'll see you on the next segment.
Thank you very much.